Hi, so this is Epik. He is the best 1.16 Brazilian runner. He won the Brazilian Cup. He won our last BTRL. He was a coach for our Brazilian meetups earlier this year. He has the best peak elo on all of South America. He has a 636 PB. He is a well-liked person in the community. He is a really nice dude. Yesterday he was banned from ranked while he was playing with silver over the suspicion of the abuse of a bug where you can queue while you're disconnected in another match and not lose elo by doing that. The moderators are really sure that they have enough proof for this. The whole evidence is that in the last 140 games, all of the times, not all, in 4 out of the 5 times he disconnects, they are all after a death. So that's pretty much the accusation. And Natty here says, "You were abusing, bro. I simply do not believe you." And the bug happens because when you get disconnected from ranked, there's just nothing you can do. The only thing you can do is leave the game and queue up again. And of course, leaving right after the death seems very suspicious and indicates that you are cheating, but that just isn't what happens in 4 out of the 5 times that Natty mentions here. So, and just some context first. Epik dies a lot. Like, most of his loses and draws are because he died. And in all of South America, we buy VPNs to be pretty much able to play ranked without like disconnects every other match. That's something that happens. That's something we are used to. And in the screen, there's the receipt of Epik's VPN that he bought, and that is something that's really common for us and that the moderation team knows happens. They know that we have a lot of problems with disconnects. So the moderation team used some matches as proof, so let's go over them. He played against Wagasunner. He died at almost 3 minutes, he disconnected 3 minutes later, which pretty much means that he did disconnect right after he died, which is the allegation that Natty made, which is correct. But let's just zoom out a little. He was in a losing streak. He died. He pressed Alt F4 or just closed the game or just turned off his computer at 16:30. Right after the match, right after that is an hour and a half later. And if you see the elo, which is the problem with the exploit, he loses 25, he goes to 47. The next match he has 47. There was no illegally retained elo here because he didn't abuse the glitch. He just Alt F4 in a match that he tilted and came back only an hour later. Now the match against Weather. He also disconnected right after his death. But again, did he abuse the glitch? So let's see. He was 2026, went to 2001. He lost 25. And then he won 3 matches. So let's see. Let's 2001 plus 18 plus 18 plus 24. 2061. Which elo was he? Oh, he was the right elo. He didn't abuse anything because the glitch didn't happen. We don't have the date for these matches because they were wiped. But we can see that this match, it's like several hours later, like 10 hours later. So he probably also just Alt F4 and stopped playing. But if he didn't, it doesn't matter because Skylu, okay, same thing. He pretty much disconnects right after his death. But again, he didn't retain the elo because the match has 3 hours of difference. I mean, more than 3 hours, like 5 hours. The glitch didn't happen here because he just out of 4, he just disconnected, he just kicked his PC and went to do something else. The disconnect has nothing to do with abuse of the glitch. The mods just didn't check anything of the things that they sent. The match has, it's like a whole different session. It's just like, they didn't even check the elo. You see, he loses. 1984, 1984. Nothing was retained. In this match, same thing happens, disconnected right after death. He had 1918 elo if he like lost, which is the accusation that he didn't. But then let's bust out the calculator. 1918. Shut the fuck up, Dark. Plus 22 plus 12, 1952. He has 1952. Now here's a match where this actually happens. He dies, he disconnects, he does not lose his elo. Instead of going to 2037, he goes to nothing. He just doesn't lose the elo because he got this kill while this match was already still happening. But again, whose fault is this? Is it Epik's fault that this happens? Because let's see something. This is another match where the glitch happens. So Epik got disconnected, then he went against Ockridge, and then Feinberg. He retained his elo. Here it is 2224. And here, instead of losing the elo, he just retained the 2000. The 200, I mean. But then, what happened? He got disconnected in the middle of a 0 cycle. He was probably going to win. He was probably going to hit that. But he didn't get the chance to. Because when this happened, there's nothing you can do. There's no reconnect, there's nothing. The match will keep going 3 minutes after this, but he is already free to queue. He is in the queue, but Watermelon is still playing. He's still trying to kill the dragon. And that's the problem. It's completely Ranked's fault. And then it's so obvious that he's abusing. It's not. Here's another match where the bug happens. He got disconnected again, Cannon Cardus, after dying the Bastion. And then he didn't lose his 14 yellow. He continued with 2175 against Watermelon. Then he had 2200 because he won this. If you go in the VOD, he just... Let me find the clip. He just randomly gets disconnected. Again, nothing he can do here because he cannot wait because he's already gone. It's successfully reconnected, but your match has ended. But it has only ended for him. There's nothing he can do here other than just queue up again, and that's what causes the bug. Yet another example. This one is far back, so we don't have access to the match history because it was wiped. Again, 50 seconds, nothing happened yet, and he was disconnected. There's nothing he can do. He can't reconnect. He cannot talk to anyone. The match is over for him. Even if there's no way he can reconnect. You can read the match, the match end text. Your match has ended, but NHB, which was the opponent, is still playing, and he will be playing for another 3 minutes. But Epik just queues up again. And that's the gist of it. Epik was banned over something that wasn't his fault and over false allegations of a moderation team that did not take the time to check anything. I don't have anything to add in the end here, but just like, even if like there wasn't all the evidence where the matches weren't what the mod said they were, I think banning someone that is as well known as Epik from just a suspicion, something that you cannot prove, is just like kind of ridiculous.